What's going on, everybody? My name is Drew, and today we're going to be doing a little Procreate illustration walkthrough breakdown kind of video. So 2021, I wanted to start off with a, kind of a warm-up in Procreate, so get back after it. And because 2021 is the year of the ox, which symbolizes positivity, hard work, and honesty, we're going to draw an ox. So I'm going to grab a reference image and just start sketching and get to it. So grab your refreshments and let's do it. Okay, so I found this ox picture on Envato Elements and I'm going to paste it in and start creating a rough outline of the ox. Okay, so after I finished the rough outline, I started adding some details like the fur and nostrils and other features like that. If you've watched my videos before, you probably noticed by now that I jump around so much I don't just sit and work on one area at a time. It might be counterproductive, but that's just how I do things. And looking at this, I realized the tongue is a little big, so I'm going to decrease the size by using the selection tool and just scaling it down and lining it up, and then cleaning up these lines again. I added this construction worker helmet. I felt it was fitting for a hardworking ox, but I just wasn't digging how this bill part was looking, so I am just gonna keep that part hidden behind all the fur. And the sketch is done. And after I finished the full sketching process, I move on to my favorite part, the line art. It's also kind of the most stressful and time-consuming part. So for my line art, I like to use the studio pen and a black ink. I kind of play around with the size, typically around like 30 to 50% range on the brush, and it looks great. And I felt the need to add whiskers. I'm not sure if oxes have whiskers, but we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, and there was a lot of hair to do, so we're gonna speed this up. Let's go. At this point, I'm roughly an hour and a half into this graphic, and we are starting to look like an ox. So I definitely struggled making that first antler. Those curves were kind of difficult to make. So instead of trying it again and wasting a ton of time, I just used the selection tool, copied it, pasted it to the other side, and then merged that layer down. Simple. And our line art is done. The coloring process is probably the easiest process of this whole thing, but the most difficult part of that is picking colors. I mean, there's so many colors to pick from that I often have a very hard time, so I use Adobe Color to go find cool color palettes, and I just simply typed in Ox in the search trends and found this cool palette, so we're gonna go with this. And once colors are settled, it is pretty fast to fill them in. You can either drag and drop or use the recolor tool like I'm gonna use here. And if you want a full breakdown on how to color, I have a full tutorial on that, so make sure to check it out. Okay, I wanted this tongue to pop, and I didn't have a pink in my color palette, so I just went and kind of found a pink color that applied, and now it pops. I like to add my highlights and shadows after the colors are applied, so that is what I did next. I made a new layer and made it a clipping mask on top of my color layer, grabbed a black studio pen and lowered the opacity. And then I repeated the process by creating a new layer, making it a clipping mask, and instead using white instead of black, and changing the blend mode to soft light for the highlights. Now we're roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes into this, and it's just about done. Enjoy the reveal.